If we existed in a government where the spoil system had never been abolished and we only sheltered the military friends and family of those that fought in the Civil War, I believe the January 6th attacks would look quite a bit different. I'm trying to create a kind of like parallel or another reality where the spoil system had not been abolished and what that would look like. So here we go. If the spoil system didn't die and we were still holding on to what is left of our integrity together, our lives would not have been so based on human rights. In fact, a lot of human rights can be attributed to the death of the spoil system. Imagine if we did not approach the subject or we were left exposed to the other side of this system, which is kind of like a pride-based system based on corporate manipulation.
This system would probably include the corporate instruction that could be altered in such a way that people thought that they were religious. And in other words, they would even risk their life to save the reputation of their company.
Where we kept women and the black in our hand, and despite the left accusations, suppose we had people who were in the right who were in opposition. And a segregated system with entitlements probably does expose the importance of human rights.
Let's imagine that instead of the White House being attacked, imagine the Mark Twain riverboat at Disney World being blown up or looted because of political injustice. I would think that it would be a bad omen that says America is going to decay. If a party is so fed up with the American dream that they want to insult Mark Twain, it is simply civil unrest. And what would drive a madman to do something so evil? This reminds me of more of a spoil system, where someone doesn't get what they wanted. And finally, if it was a corporate conflict, I can't imagine what the instructions would have looked like. What does anyone have to gain by blowing up Mark Twain's riverboat? I don't think it would hold its weight, considering that Mark Twain was a half-breed, and not just any half-breed. He in fact invented the Gilded Age with his book, and a very much right to be against what was happening in the political atmosphere. I am thinking it would be too hard to destroy such a vessel of history. If you didn't find this interesting, at least think about what a real American decay would look like, politically unified with the arguments that are not just one-sided. Corporately, the decay would almost symbolize a religious revolution, and finally, civil unrest could contribute to the decay of America, democracy, if people had been fed up, and I mean by that they had been fed up for a very long time.